Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Lucky Pickle, and today I wanted to talk about a movie that really impressed me in the theaters this weekend. That movie is The Colors Within. It's a new anime movie. It's similar to A Silent Voice, but it's kind of doing its own thing. And when everyone is watching this movie and stuff, I want the credit, basically. Well, since I don't know how to make shit up for 10 minutes, I'm just gonna give a synopsis on like the actual story. So basically, the cat just attacked me. So basically, this anime girl, she goes to an all-girls school, and she's like a Catholic all-girls school, and she's like super religious. And this girl specifically is like always praying in the chapel, and she doesn't have any friends. But she has this special quirk where when she looks at people, everybody has a color attached to them. So basically what that means is like, I'm wearing a red shirt today, but so maybe she would look at me and she would see like a red color as like my color, or well, specifically there's this girl that she looks at and she's blue. So she thinks it's a very pretty color of blue, so she's like stalking her in the halls and like watching her. And then one day this girl stops going to school and stuff, and it's like, and then they're like, well, where'd she go? And then they go track her down, and the girl finds her working at a bookstore, and at the bookstore she's like just talking to her and stuff, and but she has a guitar in her hand. She's like learning the guitar or whatever in the bookstore. And this guy comes up to them, and this guy is green, if you wanted to know, like to the main character. The main character sees people as colors, like they have a color, they have like a little aura, right? So the guy's aura is green, so that's important later. So freaking oh, are you guys in a band? I see you playing the guitar here a lot. And then she's like, yeah, we're in a band. The main character's like, yeah, we're in a band. And then they start a band right there. So they start a band. And so since it's an all-girls school, she knows she could get in trouble for talking to this guy. But her friend that was going to the all-girls school dropped out. So she's now working. But that's not important because the guy's pretty chill anyways. So then they start a band, and then they're like talking about stuff, and like they like share each other's secrets, and like I don't know. But then I really like how like there's a nun, and she's like, well, maybe write your feelings into music and make a song out of it. And then they start writing songs and stuff. I really like how throughout the movie, like, you hear clips of the song, but never the full song. You hear like just the piano track, or just the vocal track, or just the fucking keyboard or whatever. And then at the end of the movie, they actually play the song at a concert. Another thing I like about the song specifically at the end is that it's really silly and childish, but it's also like a new gospel song. It's a gospel genre song, but it's like really silly and childish, like a child wrote it. It's not like an adult song that's an adult wrote. It's like so silly that you're like, yeah, a child wrote this. And because the main character is a child, you know, they didn't make like a special song like that an adult would write. They made it fit the character. Another thing I like that throughout the movie, when they're writing the songs and stuff, remember how the girl character is blue and then the guy character is green? She can't see her own color. The main character cannot see her own color. But basically they start playing music, and the blue girl, she's like playing some music, and it's like, you're like, it sounds kind of sad. But then the green guy, he adds like his own track, and then they start playing together, and then there's like this Ratatouille scene of like the blue and the green, and the and then the fucking and then they're like, it's not so sad anymore, and they're like imagining the colors and stuff. And then another thing I like is that the girl is like, I wonder if my friend, the guy, can see sound, because he's a true musician, you know, he didn't just start fucking yesterday. But what that means is like that everyone has their own way of seeing the world, you know. even though she sees people as colors, maybe other people have a special quirk that they can't really explain, but like it's something like about a special area that they just understand differently, like fundamentally differently from the rest of the world. So I actually have a really funny story about my experience watching this movie. So there's an app that goes along with the theater I go to, so I can buy the ticket online. And I bought the ticket online, and it was for 10 p.m. So it was like really late. So I was like the only person in there, and it didn't start. So I was like, so I had to walk out and ask them to start the movie, and then they started it. Like that's no big deal. That does happen sometimes. But then some fucker, some actual dickhead, he's a worker at the place, right? I asked the manager to start the movie, but some dickhead employee walks in, he stares at me, and I'm like, it totally breaks my immersion. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he walks out, and then I'm like, okay, that was weird. And then I keep watching the movie, and then the fucker somebody turns off the movie. I'm pretty sure it was him. They were trying to tell me that the system or some shit. They were like, well, there was no ticket in the movie. Oh, so what happened is that they said that I didn't buy a ticket, but I did. They're like, oh, it didn't show up on our side. Can I see your side? And then they looked at my phone. They're like, huh, you did buy a ticket, and this is for the right time, right location, and everything. But I'm pretty sure that dickhead who walked in and totally broke my immersion was like, I don't see any tickets here, but the movie's playing and this guy is sitting here. I'm gonna go turn off the movie because I'm a fucking asshole and he didn't pay for a ticket. In his mind, he thinks I didn't pay for a ticket because it's not on his side. So he goes and fucking shuts off the movie because he thinks I'm like a pirater or something. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but somebody turned off the fucking movie, and that's never happened to me. And it was I'm pretty sure I actually missed like 10 minutes of the movie because I'm pretty sure like while they were trying to fix it, they were like running it, and like they didn't know exactly where I was, so they just like estimated, and I think they did jump a couple minutes. So it's pretty fucking upsetting because I know I missed a scene. I know I missed a scene. I'm just fucking pretty upset about that. Man, fuck that guy. Bro, the cinema is fucking dead. Theaters, nobody goes to theaters anymore. Alright, now let me explain to you guys why Netflix killed the industry. So basically, when there's a TV show called Law and Order, right? So Law and Order has been going on for 20 years, but Netflix doesn't understand how TV works. Netflix came in and they became the new king, so they have all the power now. But they are not using the power responsibly. You know, one thing okay, sure, you give it to Netflix, they win. They're the kings of the industry. But they don't understand how TV works. They drop one season of a show and make it a limited show, rather than how broadcast cable was doing it, or rather than how broadcast TV does it. They play an episode and then they check the feedback, and then they play another episode, and then they renew it for a season or whatever. And that's how Law and Order has been going on for 20 years. But Netflix does not do that. They just don't understand exactly how the industry works yet. And it's not their fault, but broadcast TV has been doing it for a long time. So the way broadcast TV describes Netflix is they're cannibalizing the industry. Because then they're also making deals and they're buying shows and then pushing them off somewhere. Broadcast TV and Netflix are actually really similar. Like, they're playing a bunch of shows at the same time, right? And on Netflix, they're also playing a bunch of shows at the same time. They don't have everything you want. Neither of them has everything you want. Netflix just gives you the illusion that it's different from broadcast TV, but it's actually really similar. The only difference between broadcast and TV and Netflix is that you start at the beginning of an episode. Basically, broadcast TV and Netflix are more similar than people think, because they have a collection of shows that you can watch at a certain time. That's exactly how broadcast TV works. And now Netflix is returning to a weekly episode drop versus season drop. I mean, they still do it, but the point is that Netflix is new to the industry and they don't know how it works yet. Therefore, since Netflix came in, took all the power, they don't understand how TV works. They are undermining how television has worked for the past, I don't know, 100 years, and they are cannibalizing the industry. And basically, TV is dying. But also, I mean, look, I'm on YouTube right now. Different mediums are coming into play, like streaming as well. I mean, broadcast TV is definitely on its way out, but I think the point is that Netflix needs to do better because they can do better, and they're totally. Do they know that they are the ones to the keys of the kingdom with the TV industry? Netflix has the keys to the kingdom of the TV industry, and they're not using it to the best of their ability, and it's not their fault. They just don't know. So that's the problem with Netflix and why it's cannibalizing the industry. Fuck, that was a tangent, huh? I just wanted to say, go watch The Colors Within. Like, I don't even really, I'm not even trying to say anything else. I just had to fill in any other time I could. Alright, so yeah.